Let's explore the extraordinary story of a man whose near-death experience led to a life-changing encounter with Jesus in heaven. This remarkable narrative offers not only a captivating glimpse into the afterlife, but also deep insights into the nature of life, death, and spirituality. Prepare yourself for a transformative journey as we delve into every detail of this powerful story. It all began on what seemed like an ordinary day, May 5th, 2006. The man who served as a supervisor in the National Freedom Department of the juvenile courts in the Seattle area was carrying out his duties as usual. He often remarked that he would continue in this role until the day he died, a statement that would prove to be prophetic in ways he could never have anticipated. On that fateful day, he was suddenly gripped by an intense pain on the right side of his body. Having experienced kidney stones before, he immediately recognized the symptoms and hoped the pain would subside as it had in the past. However, this time was different. The pain did not relent, and he made the decision to seek medical attention at the emergency room. There, doctors not only confirmed the presence of a kidney stone, but also diagnosed a kidney infection. Concerned for his well-being, they decided to admit him to the hospital and scheduled surgery for the following day. The operation itself appeared to be successful, with the kidney stones being effectively fragmented. However, unknown to everyone involved, the antibiotics administered were insufficient to combat the infection. When the stones were broken up, the infection spread throughout his body, leading to a severe case of sepsis. His organs began to fail rapidly, and he was declared clinically dead for approximately an hour and 45 minutes. It was during this period of clinical death that he had an extraordinary experience, one that would forever change his understanding of existence. He recalls leaving his body and being swiftly transported through the hospital floors, beyond the blue sky and into the vastness of outer space. The journey was incredibly fast, like the blink of an eye, before he found himself in heaven. Upon arriving in heaven, he was overwhelmed by a sense of absolute peace and welcome. Everything around him seemed to resonate with joy at his arrival. He noticed brilliant lights, which he described as windows, much more than mere points of light at the end of a tunnel, as commonly depicted in other near-death experiences. Passing through these windows, he entered a realm where everything was in perfect harmony, with nothing out of place. One of the most striking aspects of this experience was the complete absence of fear. As he became aware that he was dying, he was filled with a deep sense of peace, confident that he was returning to his true home. As a born-again Christian, he had always believed in heaven, but this experience solidified his faith and filled him with an overwhelming serenity. As he moved forward, he noticed that everything around him, trees, flowers, and even the very atmosphere, seemed to celebrate his presence. He realized that he had never felt so welcomed or at home in his entire life. However, above all else, he was consumed with an intense desire to see Jesus Christ face to face. As he journeyed through a forest that seemed to part in his presence, he instinctively knew that Jesus was waiting for him on the other side. When he emerged into a clearing, he finally beheld Jesus, surrounded by angels and the redeemed, those who had lived on earth and were now in heaven. The sight of Jesus was so overwhelming that he couldn't remain standing. Instead, he fell to his knees, gazing at Jesus' feet. As he slowly lifted his head, he felt an immense love radiating from Jesus, permeating every part of his being. When he finally looked into Jesus' face, he was overcome by the sensation that Jesus was gazing at him with pure love, as if he had never sinned or disobeyed in his entire life. This feeling of absolute forgiveness moved him to his core. Jesus then began to communicate with him in a profound way, imparting knowledge directly into his mind and spirit. He describes this as a download of divine understanding, giving him deeper insights into God's love, the nature of eternity, and the significance of the choices we make on earth. However, Jesus also conveyed that it was not yet his time to remain in heaven and that he needed to return to earth. Though he was reluctant to leave this place of perfect peace, he accepted the message. As he began his return to his physical body, he saw the doctors who had ceased their efforts to revive him and were preparing to declare him dead. But the moment his spirit re-entered his body, the medical monitors began to show signs of life, astonishing the medical team. This near-death experience profoundly transformed his perspective on life and death. He no longer feared death, viewing it as a mere transition to something far more beautiful. He gained a renewed understanding of the importance of living each moment with intention, love, and alignment with God's purpose. After this experience, he felt an urgent desire to share his story with others, hoping to help them grasp the reality of heaven and the boundless nature of God's love. He became more patient, compassionate, and dedicated to spreading the message of love and hope that he encountered in heaven. In his descriptions of heaven, he speaks of a place of perfect harmony and happiness. He observed trees and flowers that seemed alive in a way he had never experienced on earth, and he also encountered animals, both familiar and unfamiliar, living together in perfect peace. One of the most touching aspects of his experience was reuniting with family members who had passed away. He saw his grandmother Maria and other relatives from previous generations, all greeting him with joy. This reunion reinforced the understanding that family is deeply important to God, and that our family connections continue in eternity, though in a purer and more perfect form. In addition to his family, he encountered many other souls in heaven, including some he hadn't expected to see. This taught him about the vastness of God's grace and mercy, which extends far beyond our human expectations and judgments. Upon returning to earth, he was filled with a renewed sense of purpose. He understood that his mission was to share his experience and help others discover and understand God's love. He committed himself to living each day with greater focus on loving and serving others, fully aware that every action carries eternal significance. This experience also altered his perception of time. In heaven, time as we know it did not exist. Everything was in an eternal present. This realization made him value each moment of his earthly life even more, leading him to be more mindful of how he used his time and how his actions impacted those around him. He also gained a deeper appreciation for the power of prayer and the importance of living with an open and sincere heart before God. His heavenly experience made him realize that communication with God is real and powerful, and he became more devoted to prayer, viewing it as a vital connection to the divine. Ultimately, he emphasizes that the most crucial aspect of his story is not the extraordinary experience itself, but the message of love and hope it carries. He wants everyone to know that God's love for each of us is immense, and that heaven is a real and beautiful place awaiting those who accept Jesus Christ. This story serves as a powerful reminder of life's fragility and the importance of living with purpose, love, and in alignment with God's will. If this narrative touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. Your actions can help spread this message of hope and potentially transform lives. Leave your comments below about how this story impacted you, and remember, we are all on a journey. Each step we take brings us closer to the love and light that await us in eternity. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to show your support by hitting the like button. Your engagement helps us spread messages of hope and inspiration to more people around the world. Make sure to subscribe to Divine Inspiration and click the bell icon so you never miss an uplifting story. Together, we can share the love and light that guide us on our journeys. Join the Divine Inspiration community, where faith meets inspiration.